My name is Nicole and happy Preptober if you are participating. And I am making this video to tell you that I'm gonna be writing another book. Well, first off, I should say the plan is to write another book in this year's NaNoWriMo challenge. And if you're unfamiliar with the concept of NaNoWriMo, it is short for National Novel Writing Month. But really, it takes place all around the world where writers all around the world try to write a 50,000 word manuscript in the month of November. And I'm going to be doing it again this year. I completed my first ever NaNoWriMo. Last year in 2022, I had attempted it at least once, made one serious other attempt in 2021. It did not pan out for me, but last year was the first year that I successfully completed NaNoWriMo, and I am doing it again this year. If you've been keeping up with my channel, you know that for the past year I have been working on my first romance novel, which I completed in last year's NaNoWriMo Project 2A, and I've been continuing to work on it, but it is time for me to write something new. I love the community that I discovered last year when I did NaNoWriMo, especially with my NaNoWriMo vlogs, and I feel like it gave me such momentum to keep working on my writing throughout the year. So that's why I'm going to be doing it again this year. It may come as no surprise to you that I plan on writing another romance novel. But unlike last year, I'm not going to be so closed-lipped about it or so secretive about it. I think last year I went into NaNoWriMo being really unsure of myself if I could actually finish it, and I didn't want to talk about my novel or the plot of my novel for fear of speaking about it and then losing all excitement I have for the plot. I'm still going to keep some things a little bit close to my chest. I've definitely found, as I've been updating you about my current rewrites of my first novel, that sharing some fun details with you makes the whole experience more fun for me, and I hope to do that during this whole NaNoWriMo process. So my novel for NaNoWriMo is going to be a romance novel, but instead of my first novel where I have the relationship between a man and a woman, this time it is going to be featuring two ladies who fall in love, but I don't think that's going to be the main point of the story. This is another novel idea that I have had on my mind for a while now. The premise for it is this woman's life completely falls apart. The setup is going to sound like a Hallmark movie, but I'm hoping it'll be different than that. This woman's life falls apart and all she needs is an escape, and she sees a posting online for someone requesting something like a temporary roommate in this small little town, only to discover that the posting for this roommate was not posted by the person seeking a new roommate, but instead one of their friends who wants their friend to get out of their shell and stop being this loner person who just needs the company of another person to kind of bring them out of their shell, in a sense. I have so many thoughts going on in my mind, but it takes place in a small town and primarily focused in a little cabin. And kind of my idea for the novel is, I don't know, like tackling the concept of burnout and what could happen if you just decided to take a break from your life and try something new or different for a little while, which I know definitely not everyone is privileged enough to have that experience, but I don't know, maybe it'll be a little bit of an escape for me and my busy life to escape through my character who's going to be going on this journey, and I'm really looking forward to writing this novel. There's a lot of nerves in me, questions of whether I'll be able to do it again, but this idea for this novel has been stuck in my head for a while, especially as I've been working on my first novel. It's just been popping up, and a couple of weeks ago, it was really weird. I had a dream where my main character was just like, hello, it's time for you to tell my story. You're going to tell it, right? And that probably sounds a little bit cuckoo as I say it out loud, but really it was one of those moments where I just kind of woke up and I'm like, okay, it's time. I'm gonna do this story for NaNoWriMo. I was wondering if I should come up with a completely new idea, but I guess I am a sucker for going back to my old plot ideas and actually taking the time to bring them to life now. So that's what I'll be doing for this NaNoWriMo. In terms of the technical planning and plotting and the nitty-gritty details for this NaNoWriMo, I'm going to give you the details really quickly. I'm going to be writing it in Scrivener. If you were around for my NaNoWriMo last year, you know that I had some technical difficulties with Scrivener, but this year I've made the decision to keep Scrivener just on my laptop, and if I choose to do any writing on my desktop, it will be in another word processor and I will just copy it into my Scrivener document. I'm choosing to use Scrivener again this year because as I'm putting all of my plot details together, I've been finding it really easy to use their kind of like flashcard feature to just lay everything out there, even though it's a giant mess, but I can figure it out later. And in conjunction to that, I am also using Plotter to at least help me keep track of the characters a little bit more. I just find it easier that way. I think when my thoughts about the plot are still quite messy, it's easier for me to just throw them out there where I can see it all in a non-linear fashion. And I do have the main plot points of the story ready to go in my mind, but I think it will be a little bit of a mixture of things I've planned out for my writing and figuring things out as I go. I'm planning on sticking to the daily word count that NaNoWriMo suggests writers stick to meet the 50,000 words, so that is the 1,667 words per day. But what I really liked about what I did last year was that I made sure I took at least one day every single week to just not write. And I think that really made a big difference for me to just be able to relax on that one day, do what I needed to do in life and not worry about hitting a word count. So I think what that will look like is that my minimum word goal I need to meet every day is that 1,667 words. And then probably on like a Saturday or Sunday, I will double that to make up for the one day I take off. That is my plan for now. But I will see how things go. I'm definitely going to be making a progress tracker in my focus journal. It is a really great motivator to see it laid out on the page and to get that satisfaction at the end of crossing off every box or coloring in every little shape I choose to do. So that's what I will be doing. Something new that I'm trying this year is creating a mood board for my novel, and I'm planning on keeping it as my desktop screen for my laptop. So hopefully every single time I look at it, I can get some inspiration if I'm feeling stuck. Here it is so far. I still have a couple images to add, but when I really think about this novel, I think of this beautiful color green and the forest and cozy cabin vibes. I'm just really looking forward to it. And I know last year for the challenge, I set out some sort of prize for myself or reward for myself. I think I had said that I was going to have the cover of my book designed last year if I successfully completed NaNoWriMo. And in the end, I didn't end up getting that done because I decided to take my book even further. I don't have a reward for myself in mind for finishing this year's NaNoWriMo. I am just really excited to get it done and to have another first draft ready to go. Even if it's complete garbage, I'm excited to start this whole process again and just have it ready. And last year for NaNoWriMo, at the start of the month, I placed a flower order for myself to arrive at the end of the month. And that was such a great reward. I think I will do it again for myself this year, and maybe I'll come up with something else. I do want to incorporate some self-care into this challenge because I know that it's very hard, so we'll see what I get up to. And speaking of seeing what I will get up to, I do plan on vlogging during NaNoWriMo. Last year, I think I tried to vlog like every single day and I posted weekly updates for you. I'm kind of on the fence if I will be doing that again. Something I've kind of discovered during Preptober and other Camp NaNoWriMos is that not every single day is exciting, and I don't have something to say every single day or something to show you. Some days it's just me getting the writing done. So I would love your opinion on if you prefer to see weekly updates on NaNoWriMo or if you just kind of like to see the start, the end, and maybe a little bit of a summary in between. Or maybe I'll mix it up and try something else, but I would really love to hear if you are doing NaNoWriMo and if you find watching other people's vlogs helpful. I know it was really encouraging for me last year to hear other people's updates on how the challenge was going, getting to see what other people were up to and encouraging each other in the comments. So if you're doing NaNoWriMo, let me know. And if you are not doing NaNoWriMo, but you find these writing videos inspiring, let me know if you like to see weekly updates or you prefer, like I said, just kind of a summary, or maybe you don't care and you're happy with whatever I put out there. I don't know, I'll see. It's a lot to take on with work and writing and trying to get a video out. But we'll see how it goes. I would just love to hear from you down in the comments below. And one last thing before I forget is that if you are doing NaNoWriMo, I welcome you to add me as a buddy on the NaNoWriMo website. My username is Time with Nicole, and I don't often check the website, but when I do, I will accept your friend request if you choose to add me. So hopefully that's another way we can connect. But if you're not doing NaNoWriMo this year and you'd still like to be updated on my journey, I would love it if you would subscribe so you can be notified of when I upload those vlogs. And if you are excited for the upcoming NaNoWriMo, leave me a thumbs up so I know that you are just excited as I am, even though I am a little bit nervous. I think that is all from me for this little update. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!